A field of 40 cars lines up for stop number 4 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series as we are here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the running of the Motorcraft 500. As we're set for 50 laps of action on this 1.522 mile racetrack. This is the old Atlanta Boeing, not the current configuration. As the field's set to go for racing here today. On the front row, it is two of the most iconic cars of the 90s on the front row in this event here. On the pole, it is the number 3 GM Goodrich Chevrolet of Cole Deaver from out of the state of Georgia on the pole for this event. He'll be alongside the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet of the California Crusher, Charles Sanford. Second row has the Batson duo, Cat Batson starting third in the Texaco Havoc Ford car 28. And she'll be alongside Keith Batson in car 88, the Ford Quality Care Services Ford Credit Ford Taurus. Starting in row 3 will be car 42, Kyle Matthews in the Coors Light Pontiac, and the number 99 number 99 Aflac Ford Fusion of Levi McIntyre. Both of those drivers carry in-car cameras in today's event. And our third in-car camera action bag will lie in the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge of Dylan Young. He starts in 7th position inside of the 4th row. And number 00, it is Kev Shearer in the Aaron Street Machine Toyota. He starts on the outside. 5th row has Seth Cole in car 98, the K-Love Ford. And beside him will be the Daytona 500 champion, Mike Becker, in the STP Pontiac car 43. Next row down has car number 12. It is Johnny Gardner in the Alltel Bubble 1 Dodge and Joshua Osborne in car 78, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Toyota. Next row down has Zach Rogers in 33, the Skull Bandit Chevrolet. He won the last time he was on the tour at Richmond, Virginia. He'll be alongside Quentin Morton racing for Jesus Dodge car number 89. Next row down, Zachary Fitzwater, number 9, in the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet, and number 4, Kodak Film Chevrolet of William Brock. Then it's Jesse Turner on the inside of the next row down, and beside him will be the U.S. Army Pontiac of Jesse Turner. He'll be alongside car number 25, the UAW Delphi Chevrolet of Phil Parker. Next row down has car 22. It is Dylan Poteet in the Caterpillar Pontiac, and Tristan Allen in car 14, the Bubble 1 Office Depot Chevrolet. Next row down, Jay Jefferson at number 5, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet, and number 19, it is Carson Gum in the Dodge Dealers Dodge. Next row down has Emmanuel Hartnett, car 20, the Dollar General Toyota, and number 6, the Valvoline Ford of Ryan Brommer. Next row down has Rob Evans at number 8, the Budweiser Chevrolet, and number 16, Paul Minnick, the Family Channel Ford Thunderbird. Next round has car 18, and it is Matt Haas in the Barry's Pontiac, and 21 Quick Lane Motorcraft Ford of Benjamin Miles. Next round has Mitchell Collins in number 11, the FedEx Ground Toyota, and number 7 Jackson Haywood in the Barry's Ford. Next round has number 1 Nathan Ormond in the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Chevrolet, and Shane Lake in the Pennzoil Pontiac car number 30. Next row down has Ryan George in number 15, the Quality Care Services Ford Thunderbird, and beside him will be car 55, the Aaron's Toyota of Daniel Bouchard. Next row down has James Henry in number 31, the Senior Wireless Chevrolet, and number 71, the Realtree STG Chevrolet of Jeremy Diaz. Next row down has number 40, Coors Light Dodge of Sky Cummings, and number 32, Matthew Logan, the Tide Pontiac. And starting shotgun the field will be two of the hardware cars, Michael Whitman in the Lowe's Chevrolet car 48, the 5th Hendrick Motorsports entry, and he'll be alongside the 26 Irwin Tools Ford of Zach Winkle. Here comes command the fire the engines here for the Motorcraft 500 from Atlanta.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
So you got 3 manufacturers in the top 5 spots in qualifying here. Chevrolets swept the front row. Ford swept the second row, and Pontiac had the 5th spot. This track here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as we said, 1.5 miles in length. The first 1.5 miles we're going to on the schedule here. We actually have a couple of more intermediate tracks after this race here. We have Darlington, which is next on the tour, and then after Darlington, we'll be at Texas Motor Speedway for the Interstate Batteries 500. So that's stops 5 and 6. This is stop number 4 on the season here. 3 winners in the first 3 races of the season. Can anybody make it 4 in the first 4? Well, we'll find out here. We saw Mike Becker win the Daytona 500. We saw Kyle Matthews win at Rockingham. And we saw Zach Rogers win at Richmond. So that's going to be... So who wins at Atlanta will be anybody's guess. It's the green flag is about to fly for 50 laps of action. And the Motorcraft 500 is underway here at Atlanta. The pole speed for this event, a blistering 196 miles per hour. So this track is very, very fast this season. And here comes one of the Fords. That is Kat Batson, as she'll make the move into turn number 3, and she's got the lead off as she comes off the 4th turn. Kyle Mitchell is right in behind for 2nd position here as they come off the 4th turn, as Batson leads the first lap of this race. And the first lap, 181 miles per hour. And like I said, this is going to be really fast racing here today. Kyle Matthews took a look to the low side of Deaver's car, but nothing doing. Or I should say, no, Charles Sanford looks low on the Deaver's car, not Matthews. Matthews is in 42, Sanford's in 24. That's what we may see all day here today here at Atlanta as they go into turn number 1 on board Dylan Young's car. He's right behind Kyle Matthews, who has our 2nd in-car camera, 3rd riding inside Levi McIntyre's car. Matthews briefly has the lead, but here comes Dylan Young to the low side, takes the lead through turns 3 and 4. Seth Cole goes into 2nd position, or tries to. He dips low, and he does take 2nd position. So Seth Cole up to 2nd spot. Johnny Gardner already, where they already have made up a few spots. He's up to 3rd position now in at number 12, Alltel Dodge. He's got Zach Rogers and Zachary Fitzwater behind him as they come off the 4th turn here. Matthews, Batson, and Deaver trying to find the spot to the low side, but that's not going to happen for the time being. And meantime, 3 wide almost right there. Kev Shearer caught in the middle between Quentin Moore and Levi McIntyre. Boy, this is going to be pretty hairy going through the 3rd and 4th turns here as they come off the turn. Shearer pulls a slight advantage on McIntyre, but off the 4th turn, McIntyre tries to pull up alongside in the turn number 3, turn number 1, excuse me. And you're now on board Levi McIntyre's car, the Aflac Ford Fusion. That is the Carl Edwards team he's driving. Switch to the cockpit view to give you an idea of how much they turn on the tachometer here in race view. He's in the draft by, which is going to make the RPMs even higher than what it is when you run by yourself. You saw him down about 8,100 through the middle of 1 and 2. There's he 9,200, 94, 9,500 RPMs in the turn number 3. And down to about 7,900 in the middle of 3 and 4. Now let's see, he goes up to 8,500 up turn number 4. Again, 92, 93, 9,400 in the turn number 1. And used to back in the day, 9,400 was blowing the engine sky high. Nowadays, 9,400, well, that's almost about the norm for the NASCAR cars, I would imagine. So, norm. McIntyre runs 22nd at the moment as they go into turn number 1, as he is dropping spots like a rock. So are a lot of the front starters. Meantime, Seth Cole takes the lead with Kat Batson in second position. Zach Rogers up the third spot now. And here comes Batson. She wants to lead in her. She wants to lead in her time. She won last season at Talladega. In the Die Hard 500, Seth Cole had Seth Cole got close last season, but couldn't pull it off, couldn't close the deal. And look at those laps, over 197 miles per hour around this racetrack in Atlanta. That is hauling some hind end. I mean, this is faster than what they qualified. They qualified at 196 miles an hour. So it proves the draft is effective on a track like this here, even if you can get cars running so close like they are. And they are running almost about like what we'll see a few races from now at Talladega. And I don't know, Darlington can get pretty hairy, and so can Texas for that fact too. But it is Kat Batson showing the way. Zach Rogers is second position. Battle for third between Dylan Young and Phil Parker. He's got Kyle Matthews behind him in car 42, the Coors Light Silver Bullet. And now he took a ride on board with Kyle Matthews. Winner this season at Rockingham. Off the fourth turn they come here. Parker to the low side of Zach Rogers for position. That's for second place. And here comes Matthews there. And see how many RPMs he turns. He's down about maybe 7,900 in the middle of 1 and 2. Has to back up just a slight bit there. Is the draft off Rogers' car now in the turn number 3. At about 9,500 in the middle of into turn 3. And down about 8,100 in the middle of 3 and 4. Here comes off the fourth turn on the front stretch. And about 9,500 again. And Batson now gets moved up the track there by Phil Parker. And Parker takes position away. And Phil Parker goes to the lead here in Atlanta. So just an explosive start in these first 13 laps of this race here. We are now, this time that'll be 14 in the books and 36 to go. So plenty of racing left to go here in this race in Atlanta as they go into turn number 1 again. Kev Shear and Dylan Young playing a little Wawa versus Sheets here in the middle of 1 and 2. I can't resist that joke. It's a thing that those two got going on between those two, if more than anything else. And meantime, in their lead change, Zach Rogers takes the 33 Skull Bandit Chevy to the top spot. Rogers looking for his second win in a row. We mentioned he won at Richmond, the last race in the Tour. And that was Zach Rogers' first win in a long time. And now they're 3 wide through the middle of 1 and 2. Parker has to back off the throttle and gets off the second turn. Does the wise choice there. And tries to get back after it again. But meantime, Kat Batson goes back to the lead here as they come off turn number 4. That completes lap number 16. And here comes Rogers to the low side again. A little crossover move. And he'll take position again. Now Dylan Young dives to the low side here. Takes third spot from Phil Parker. Now who's he going to go with? He's going to go with the... Well, I thought he was going to go with Batson, and now because of him being confused, he gets moved to the track by Kev Shear, and that was pretty close between those two. Shear just about made it 3 wide, coming off turn number 4, and he backs off a little bit now. And now he's going to push Dylan Young to the lead. Dylan Young to the number 2 car. Goes to the top spot, a 3-time winner last season. 3-time winner last season. He won at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. He won at Michigan, and he also won at Homestead, the last race in the Tour. The last race of the season, I should say, last season. And give a call to a couple surprises here from the back of the pack here. Here, started in the back here, Mitchell Collins in 11 and Nathan Ormond. Both have moved themselves up to challenge for the top 5, and as well as Shane Lake in car number 30 and Sky Cummins in 40. Commons had a good season, had a good run of this race last season. He finished, well, almost actually was in contention for the win, as a matter of fact, too. That was until he and a couple others fell victim to the charge of Jessica Shelton, who won this race, who was the defending winner of this event, by the way. And that was her first of 5 wins on her way to her 5th championship last season. Commons, though, I know really pretty good, as he's got Keith Batson behind him, as well as Benjamin Miles, Emmanuel Hartnett, Seth Cole, and a couple others. "20 laps in the books, and we now have reached 30 to go. Kev Shearer takes the lead, by the way, in car 00 with Zach Rogers behind him. Dylan Young in 3rd, Shane Lake trying for 4th on Nathan Ormond. And that's going to put, and Lake does take the spot away. Now Zach Rogers goes for the lead again in that 33 car. I tell you, they are switching leads back and forth. That was close to the line. It looked like Rogers had the line. Yes, he did. So Rogers gets his 5 points. Well, he actually already had his 5 points for leading a lap. Shearer did get his 5 for leading a lap or so ago. So I got some new players up in the front of the pack here. Where's the ones that were at the front? Well, Cole Devers making his way back to the field. He didn't get to lead the first lap of the race here, thanks to Cat Batson, but he's going to try it again. Meantime, Kyle Matthews got moved up the track by Quentin Moore, and that's going to move Matthews back a little bit. And I think Gardner and McIntyre, yeah, they both in the back too, as is Charles Sanford. There is Levi in car number 99. There he is right there. Right there behind Mike Becker in car 43, the STP Pontiac. You can see the speed right there, 205 miles an hour. In the meantime, Jay Jefferson moved McIntyre up the track. McIntyre was clocked 28th the last time I think that was 29th. He's now been bumped down to it, and maybe Joshua Osborne's going to bump him down to 30th, maybe. Running right there behind the 4-car of William Brock. Inside Kyle Matthews' car, he's running right there behind Rob Evans in the 8. Budweiser Chevrolet, and we are about to reach halfway home here in Atlanta. 25 down and 25 to go here in the Motorcraft 500. And what a battle this has been so far. And there's a little contact between the 6 of Ryan Brommer and 21 of Benjamin Moss. We saw that from the inside Matthews' car, so we ride with him. And now they're 3 wide in the 3rd turn now, and Matthews to the low side of the track. Tries to take a peek on the inside of the Valvoline Ford of Ryan Brommer. And meantime, Matthews takes the position, tries to take position away. That is for 20. That is for 20th. And some more, and still battling up front right there. Zach Rogers back to the lead now as he takes the lead from Dylan Young. And here comes number 88, Keith Batson, as he and Shane Lake and Emmanuel Hartnett both forming a line to the low side of the track here. Seth Cole's up there, and Ryan George got to give a call to him in that 15 car. He and Dylan Poteet in 22. As they've made their way up to the field now, and here comes Shane Lake for 2nd place, and he's going to take it off turn number 4. But Batson not giving up a fight. Batson has 2nd at the line, but when they get into turn number 1, it's going to be Shane Lake taking that spot away. They are averaging almost 194 miles an hour, 193.6 to be exact. And problems in turn number 3. Oh my goodness. Dylan Poteet hit very hard by Jeremy Diaz at number 71. Poteet actually got into turn number 1, or got into skirmish turn number 1 by Phil Parker. And that brings out caution number 1 of the day here at Atlanta on lap number 29. Actually, it's when he got into turn number 3 is when it all happened here. Poteet goes up to the high side, thought he had Parker clear, but didn't. When in turn number 3, Poteet slams the wall and squeezes Parker into the wall. Parker keeps on going, several cars getting strewn all over the track here. And meantime, I think Parker eventually got nailed by Benjamin Miles, I think. We're going to look at that here in a minute. Poteet goes back down. Michael Whitman does a good job missing him, but here comes the 71 car of... Oh, my goodness. And just about turned Poteet's car over. A bad crash into turn number 3. Daniel Bouchard in 55 going by. And now we're going to see what happened to the... Yeah, Benjamin Miles spun, come off turn number 4. We're going to look at that here, what happened. There's Parker. He gets away from Poteet's car at this point here. Now, several cars, including guys like Jefferson, Brommer, and some others. Miles actually missed the 25 car, actually. We'll see where Benjamin Miles got his damage from. Several cars to the low side of the track. And let's see what happens here. There apparently was a wreck up ahead where it was Brommer and Rob Evans. And yeah, there's where the 21 got into the crasher. So we're going to look at that one here. McIntyre got into it, and so did Phil Parker and the 18 car of Matt Haas. All right, so let's see who was the culprit in this incident happening off turn number 4. Evans gets a good run to the outside of Ryan Brommer in the 8 car. Jefferson turns right into Brommer's car and sends him into Evans, and into the wall goes the 8 and the 6 both. And then there's where the 21 car of Benjamin Miles got into the whole thing. McIntyre got a piece of it in the 99 car. And you see some damage to Jackson Haywood's number 7 car. He apparently got a piece of it too. Let's go for a ride with Levi McIntyre on this. He sees the first crash ahead of him right there, misses that. And watch what happens come off turn number 4 as the second crash unfolds. And ladies and gentlemen, that just goes to show you it all happens so quickly. When a crash like that unfolds right there, sometimes you can react up, but you got plenty of time to react though. But sometimes once you get to the crash, and somebody hits another person right into the path you're going through, and a lot of times there's nothing you can do. So pace car ducks off in the pit. Pace car's lights are off. Zach Rogers has been one of the dominant cars here today. He leads this event right now, as we'll have 17 laps to go when the green flag falls. As we're on lap 33. Second is Shane Lake. Third is Emmanuel Hartnett. Fourth is Seth Cole. Fifth is Keith Batson. He's won in Atlanta before. Sixth place right now belonging to Ryan George. Seventh is Dylan Young. Eighth is Sky Commons. Ninth is Quentin Moore. 10th is Kev Shearer. 11th right now is Tristan Allen having a solid run so far. Cole Devers 12th. 13th is Zachary Fitzwater. Mitchell Collins running 14th. Nathan Orman 15th. 16th is Paul Minigan, car number 16. Kyle Matthews 17th. 18th Carson Gunn. 19th is Cat Batson. And 20th is Joshua Osborne. That's how they run right now. Pace car looks off on the pit road here. Here comes the cars off turn number 4, being led by Zach Rogers. Green flag flies. We're back underway on lap number 34. Shane Lake wasting no time as he goes into turn number 3. Seth Cole to the low side of Emmanuel Hartnett. Now they're 2x2 in the first 4 positions in the track. And Rogers led the lap here. They go into turn number 1. Seth Cole diving low. Keith Batson following through. And here comes Dylan Young on the low side of the 15 of Ryan George. George to the high side of the track. Tries to keep position away, but Young says, no way, Ryan, and I'm the one who's going to be in this position, and he takes it. Now comes up on Emmanuel Hartnett. Young up to 5th position right now, trying for 4th. Or actually, he's in 6th position, trying for 5th, excuse me. And being pushed to the lead as Seth Cole come up the 2nd turn here, and you're riding with Dylan Young inches apart. In the back of Emmanuel Hartnett's car at over 190 miles an hour in the 3rd turn now. Here comes... Boy, this is getting really cluttered up here. Come out the 4th turn. Young had thoughts of making it 3 wide, but thought better of it as he goes into turn number 1 again another time. 3 dodges right in the row of this mix here. Young, Quentin Moore, and Sky Commons. And he's got Tristan Allen behind him in number 14, one of the rookies in this field here. And meantime, don't look now, but here comes that black number 3, Cole Deaver. He's won here this track before. Would like to do it again. Back to the leaders. Keith Batson back is on top now. Hartnett in 2nd position. Hartnett's won in the series before, but it's been a long time since he last won. Hartnett sticks his nose that yellow Toyota to the inside lane. He's got the position. He's going to take the lead through turns 1 and 2. And he'll bring Shane Lake with him in car number 30. Dylan Young is behind there. And here comes Quentin Moore. Is he gonna keep the inside lane? Yes, he's going to. Let's let Commons, George, Deaver, and Fitzwater all right within the vicinity of the leaders now as they go into turn number 1. 11 to go. It's a lot like what we saw at Daytona. The best you can do in any given day is put yourself in a position to win, and circumstances will dictate the outcome of this race. And they are definitely trying to play and trying to strategize what they can do. Hartnett at the high side, Young to the low side, tries to take position away. Quentin Moore is going to try for 2nd position. That car next season is going to be a Buick next season, by the way, for the Aero 88 mod, because we're allowing customs next season for season 25. And I'm just doing all this because to say I did. Three Dodges in the front 3 spots. Toyota in 4th and a Ford in 5th. But here comes that Chevrolet. Here comes a couple of Chevrolets. Deaver and Fitzwater. You got the Dale Earnhardt and the Chase Elliott cars. All right there behind. 8 laps to go. Fitzwater, low side of Shane Lake for the position. He's got it. Kev Shear right there behind 00. Nathan Orman, Mitchell Collins, and back again comes that 33, Zach Rogers. Orman right now rides 10th. Here comes Deaver. 3 wide between he, Fitzwater, and Commons. Whew! At 3 in the 20, almost got together. Come up the second turn. They almost touch, and Deaver goes to the low side for third spot, and he's got it as he come up the fourth turn. And he's got he's up behind the 89 car of Quentin Moore. Keep your eye on that 3 car Deaver. That car looks very strong. Fitzwater looks low. Deaver says no. They're going to turn number 3. And boy, Quentin Moore got a good run off that fourth corner. Five laps to go. Dodge in first. Dodge second. Chevy's third and fourth. And a Toyota in fifth. Deaver peaks low. Does Dylan Young hold them all off? We'll find out in about 4 more laps. Benjamin Miles up ahead in 21. He's not far ahead of the leaders, by the way. And Fitzwater's going to spoil the party for Deaver. They go to turn number 1. Fitzwater to third. And boy, Quentin Moore's closing up here. Fitzwater trying to dip low for second place. They're about to catch Benjamin Miles now. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? There's now down to 3 laps to go. And here comes Quentin Moore for the lead. Car 89 to the low side. Moore for the top spot. He's going to get trapped behind the 21 car, maybe. I don't know. Nope, Young got trapped behind him. And it's Quentin Moore to first place. Kev Shear now to second. Rogers to third. Shane Lake. Sky Commons. Sanford. Tournament to the low side, and Sanford goes to sixth. Actually, that's fifth place, excuse me. He's got white flag for Quentin Moore. He has 1 more lap to go. What's Kev Shear going to do in that 00 car? Shane Lake diving up underneath Zach Rogers for third spot. Into the third turn. Shear to the low side of the track. He closes up on Quentin Moore's car here to come out the fourth turn. Shear is not going to do it, I don't think. No, he will not. Off to number 4, Quentin Moore wins the Motorcraft 500 in Atlanta. Quentin Moore driving the Racing with Jesus Dodge, the number 89 Morgan Shepherd colors, goes to victory lane here today, and a pace car's on the track for some reason. Oh, and apparently Nathan Orman that must have caused the crash on the last lap of the race here, just as Quentin Moore was going to victory. Just as Quentin Moore took the victory in this race. And this happening on the cooldown lap too. Quentin Moore, let's see, Nathan Orman to the low side gets hit by Jesse Turner, turns him right in Nicole Deaver's car. Apparently somebody was not happy with Nathan Orman at all at the end of the race, apparently. I don't know what happened there. He just missed hitting Keith Batson, but Deaver goes up the track, gets hit by Batson, gets hit by the 18 car of Matt Haas, and Orman goes up and over And Matthew Logan gets in as well. Jay Jefferson in the 5. What the heck just happened? So some post-race tempers happening here. Here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but see, actually, all this happened not on the cooldown lap, but this actually happened on as the race was winding down. As a matter of fact, so this crash actually happened on the last lap of the race. So Quentin Moore is your winner here at Atlanta Motor Speedway today. Second, we'll go to Kev Shearer. Third, to Shane Lake. Zach Rogers, fourth. And Sky Cummins comes home in 5th place. Sixth place will go to Charles Sanford. Kyle Matthews, 7th. 8th will go to Paul Minnick. 9th, Kat Batson. And Joshua Osborne, we haven't talked about him at all today, comes home in 10th place here in today's event. Johnny Gardner, 11th. Mike Becker, 12th. Seth Cole, 13th. William Brock, 14th. 15th, Zach Winkle. Carson Gum, 16th. Zachary Fitzwater, 17th. And Dylan Young, who was leading with 2 to go, drops to 18th thanks to that lap car. So, poor Dylan Young. Looked like he had it all in the bag, and then all of a sudden, yeah. I don't know what happened there. Ryan George, 19th. And Jesse Turner comes home in 20th. Emmanuel Hartnett, Tristan Allen, Mitchell Collins, James Henry, Jackson Haywood, Daniel Bouchard, Phil Parker, and Ryan Brommer to top 28. Then the rest of the finishing order here. Jay Jefferson, 29th. Levi McIntyre, the last car on the lead lap, ends up 30th. Cole Deaver, 31st. 32nd, Nathan Orman. 33rd, Keith Batson. Matthew Logan and Matt Haas, unable to restart, falls out of race in 34th and 35th. Michael Whitman, 36th. Benjamin Miles, 37th. And then Rob Evans, Dylan Pote, and Jeremy Diaz was the rest of the finishers of this race. Average speed, 167.577 miles an hour. As the Morgan Shepherd course goes to victory lane with Quentin Moore doing the driving. As he takes to Racing with Jesus Dodge, car number 89, the victory lane. Here on this racetrack, which happened to be the track that Morgan Shepherd, his favorite driver, won 3 of his 4 Cup races at, as a matter of fact. 3 of those 4 came in Atlanta, as a matter of fact. 2 of them in the spring race and 1 in a fall. So there you go with a little history right there. So if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got races, gaming videos. We even got footage from online races, believe it or not, as well from this whole sanction as well. So you never know what you'll find on the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, and you will not regret checking it out neither. So give it a subscribe on YouTube, and as well as the like on the Facebook page as well. Actually join the Facebook group if you want to as well. Anyway, so that will do it here today at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We had the Darlington next on the tour for the running of the Dodge Challenger 500. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Off on Racing and Express. We see you from Atlanta, where Quentin Moore is your winner of the Motorcraft 500.